Hi, Fig.
Hi, boy.
Si le viene con le io volevo dire, tutto le viene che...
These two Golden Age actors shared the same last name, but no one suspected they were brothers. One became a legend, while the other's career faded into obscurity. Their shocking story will leave you speechless. Number 20, Charles and Al Christie. Did you know that two brothers were behind some of the most beloved silent comedies? Charles and Al Christie were pioneers in early Hollywood, co-founding the Christie Film Company in 1916. Al directed and produced, while Charles managed the business side. Together, they crafted numerous silent short films that tickled audiences' funny bones. Their studio became synonymous with quality comedy, rivaling even the big names of the time. Despite their significant contributions, the Christie brothers often remain overshadowed by other Hollywood legends. Their knack for visual gags and comedic timing left an indelible mark on the industry. It's fascinating how their sibling synergy translated into cinematic success. Yet their names, well, they faded into relative obscurity. Rediscovering their work offers a delightful glimpse into the foundational days of film comedy. Number 19, Fred and Donald O'Connor. Imagine being part of Hollywood's golden musicals and having a brother behind the camera. Donald O'Connor, celebrated for his role in Singin' in the Rain, had an older brother, Fred, who was a film director and producer. While Donald dazzled audiences with his dance moves and comedic flair, Fred contributed to the industry from behind the scenes. Their combined efforts enriched Hollywood's musical era, though Fred's contributions remain less recognized. It's intriguing to think about their dinner table conversations, blending on-screen experiences with behind-the-camera insights. The O'Connor brothers exemplify the multifaceted talents that propelled Hollywood's golden age, showcasing that sometimes the magic of cinema runs in the family. Number 18, James and William Cagney. Did you know that one of Hollywood's toughest actors had a brother pulling strings behind the scenes? James Cagney, renowned for his gritty roles, wasn't the only Cagney making waves in the film industry. His younger brother, William Cagney, played a pivotal role as a producer, especially in several of James's most iconic films. The Cagney brothers shared a bond that extended beyond family ties into a professional partnership. William's keen business acumen complemented James's on-screen charisma, making them a formidable duo in Hollywood. Their collaboration ensured that James had greater control over his projects, a rarity in that era. This partnership not only strengthened their films, but also solidified their legacy in cinematic history. It's fascinating to see how their brotherly connection translated into cinematic success, with William often acting as James's protector in the cutthroat world of Hollywood. Their story is a testament to the power of family and trust in an industry often driven by individual ambition. Number 17, Wallace and Noah Beery. Imagine two brothers becoming Hollywood legends, yet often playing on opposite sides of the moral spectrum. Wallace Beery, an Academy Award-winning actor, was known for his gruff yet lovable characters. His older brother, Noah Beery Sr., carved a niche as one of cinema's most memorable villains. Both brothers had extensive careers, appearing in numerous films from the silent era into the talkies. Wallace's portrayal in The Champ earned him an Oscar, showcasing his ability to evoke deep emotion. In contrast, Noah's commanding presence made him the perfect antagonist, bringing depth to his villainous roles. Despite their contrasting on-screen personas, the Beery brothers shared a commitment to their craft that led an indelible mark on Hollywood. Their sibling dynamic added a unique layer to their performances, with each bringing out the best in each other. It's intriguing to consider how their brotherly rivalry may have fueled their individual successes, pushing each to hone their skills and leave a lasting legacy in film history. Number 16, John and Lionel Barrymore. Did you know that two of Hollywood's most distinguished actors were brothers? John and Lionel Barrymore, members of the illustrious Barrymore family, each carved out remarkable careers in the film industry. John, often dubbed the Great Profile, was celebrated for his dynamic performances in both silent and sound films, with notable roles in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Grand Hotel. Lionel, on the other hand, became renowned for his character portrayals, including the memorable Mr. Potter in It's a Wonderful Life. Despite their individual successes, the brothers occasionally shared the screen, most notably in Grand Hotel in 1932, showcasing their undeniable chemistry. Their sister, Ethel Barrymore, was also a prominent actress, making the Barrymores a true acting dynasty. The siblings' contribution to theater and film have left an indelible mark on the arts, cementing their legacy as one of Hollywood's most talented families. Number 15. Raymond and Jean Hatton. Ever wondered about the unsung heroes of Hollywood's early days? Raymond Hatton was a prolific character actor, appearing in over 400 films across silent and sound eras. His brother, Gene Hatton, though less in the limelight, made significant contributions behind the scenes. Raymond's versatility saw him in roles ranging from comedies to westerns, often portraying sidekicks or quirky townsfolk. One of his notable performances was alongside Boris Karloff in The Old Dark House, 1932. Gene, while not as prominently credited, was known to have worked in various capacities within the industry, supporting productions during Hollywood's formative years. The Hatton brothers exemplify the myriad talents that contributed to the richness of early American cinema, with Raymond's enduring screen presence and Gene's behind-the-scenes efforts helping to shape the industry's golden era. Number 14. Tom and Matt Moore. Did you know that two Irish-born brothers became silent film heartthrobs in early Hollywood? Tom and Matt Moore captivated audiences with their on-screen charisma during the 1920s. Tom, the elder of the two, starred in films like The Great Accident, 1920, and Beau Guest, 1926, showcasing his versatility across genres. Matt, not to be outdone, appeared in over 200 films, including The Unholy Three, 1925, alongside Lon Chaney. Their brother, Owen Moore, was also a notable actor, making the Moores a truly acting dynasty of their time. Despite the transition to talkies posing challenges, the Moore brothers left an indelible mark on silent cinema. Their contributions are a testament to the rich tapestry of early Hollywood, where talent often ran in the family. Number 13. Jack and Harry Davenport. Ever wondered about the actors who brought depth to supporting roles in classic films? Jack Davenport became a familiar face, portraying wise and elderly characters, most notably as Dr. Meade in Gone with the Wind, 1939. His brother, Harry Davenport, was equally prolific, appearing in over 160 films. Harry's portrayal of Dr. Meade in Gone with the Wind remains iconic, but he also shone in roles like Grandpa Vanderhoff in You Can't Take It With You, 1938. The Davenport brothers' ability to embody a range of characters added depth to many films during Hollywood's formative years. Their enduring performances continue to be celebrated by classic cinema enthusiasts.
Tired of expensive, low-effort script writers for your YouTube channel? Autoscriptor.ai is the ultimate solution. Say goodbye to low-quality, poorly retention amateur scripts that fail to generate thousands of views for your channel. At a fraction of the cost, Autoscriptor.ai helps your videos go viral. In just 3 steps, Autoscriptor.ai creates a polished script tailored to your needs. Just input your title concept, select your tone and style. The intuitive interface makes editing and refining effortless, fast, smart, and trusted by hundreds of satisfied users who have already discovered the amazing tool. Start your free trial today and watch Autoscriptor.ai transform your YouTube channel. Just click the link in the video description below now.
Number 12. Ralph and Lionel Forbes. Hollywood was filled with charming British imports, but did you know one famous leading man had a brother lurking in the shadows? Ralph Forbes, born Ralph Taylor, became one of the most dashing actors of the 1920s and 1930s. He was known for his aristocratic looks and effortless charm, starring in films like The Green Goddess, 1930, and The Mask of Fu Manchu, 1932. His performances often placed him alongside some of Hollywood's greatest leading ladies, including Joan Crawford and Greta Garbo. But while Ralph was enjoying fame, his brother Lionel Forbes was also in the industry, just not in the spotlight. Lionel took on smaller supporting roles and worked behind the scenes, but never achieved Ralph's success. Many wondered if sibling rivalry played a part. Did Lionel try to outshine his brother, or was Hollywood only big enough for one Forbes? Whatever the case, these two brothers left their mark on cinema history. Number 11, Buster and J. Harold Murray. Buster Keaton is a household name, but what if I told you his brother was famous in a completely different way? Buster Keaton is one of the greatest silent film comedians of all time, known for his daring stunts and deadpan humor. His ability to perform gravity-defying sequences without cracking a smile earned him legendary status. But did you know his brother, J. Harold Murray, was also a star, just not in comedy? Unlike Buster, Harold pursued a career in musical theater. He was a talented baritone, captivating audiences in Broadway productions like Rose Marie and The Vagabond King. Their paths couldn't have been more different. While Buster wowed audiences with slapstick, Harold enchanted them with his voice. Some say Harold envied Buster's fame, while others claim the two were just opposites. Could Harold have made it in Hollywood had he followed in Buster's comedic footsteps? Or was he doomed to be the other Keaton? Number 10, John and Lionel Atwill. Hollywood has had its fair share of scandals, but what if I told you that one of horror's most chilling actors had a dark secret? John and Lionel Atwill were brothers in the industry, but Lionel was the one who became famous, mainly for playing sinister villains in classic horror films. Starring in Dr. X, 1932, and Son of Frankenstein, 1939, Lionel had an eerie screen presence that made audiences shudder. His sharp features and piercing eyes made him the perfect mad scientist or criminal mastermind. But his career came crashing down in the 1940s when he was caught up in one of Hollywood's most shocking scandals. Lionel was implicated in an infamous sex party scandal that led to perjury charges, nearly destroying his reputation. Meanwhile, John Atwill lived a much quieter life, working behind the scenes. Did he know about his brother's wild off-screen escapades, or did he choose to look the other way? Number 9, Jack and Bobby Clark. Vaudeville was the launch pad for many stars, but what happens when the act starts to crack? Well, these brothers learned the hard way. Jack and Bobby Clark were a comedy duo who dominated the vaudeville circuit before making their way into Hollywood. Their act was built on rapid-fire wit, slapstick antics, and physical comedy that left audiences in stitches. Jack was the ringleader, famous for his painted-on eyeglasses and fast-talking delivery, while Bobby played the perfect comedic sidekick. But behind the laughs, tensions were brewing. Some say Jack's ego became unbearable, pushing Bobby into the background. Others believe Bobby grew tired of always playing second fiddle. Their partnership eventually crumbled, and Jack went on to enjoy solo success while Bobby faded into obscurity. Were they victims of Hollywood's obsession with bigger personalities? Or was their brotherly bond never as strong as it seemed? Whatever the case, the Clark brothers' comedic legacy remains, even if their partnership didn't last. And the stories only get wilder from here. Wait until you hear about the next Hollywood brothers. Number 8, Stan and Ted Laurel. Stan Laurel made the world laugh, but did you know that he had a brother in showbiz? What if I told you Hollywood wasn't big enough for both? Stan Laurel, one half of Laurel and Hardy, became a comedy icon, mastering slapstick humor and impeccable timing. But what many didn't know is that his brother, Ted Laurel, also tried to make a name for himself in the entertainment business. Unlike Stan, Ted didn't find fame on the big screen. He bounced around in smaller productions, struggling to escape his brother's towering shadow. Some say Ted resented Stan's success, while others believe he simply lacked the comedic genius that made his brother a legend. Did sibling rivalry keep Ted from reaching his full potential? Or was Stan always destined to be the family's shining star? One thing's for sure, while Stan remains one of the most beloved figures in comedy history, Ted's Hollywood story faded into obscurity. Number 7. Charlie and Sidney Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin was Hollywood royalty, but did you know his brother played a huge role in his career? What if I told you their bond wasn't all laughs? Sidney Chaplin wasn't just Charlie's older brother, he was his manager, protector, and occasional co-star. Before Charlie became the most famous silent film star in history, Sidney was already acting in the theater scene. But as Charlie's career skyrocketed, Sidney took a step back, handling business affairs and ensuring his brother's empire stayed intact. However, Sidney had his own controversies. Unlike his clean-cut brother, he had a reputation for being reckless. His alleged affairs, financial scandals, and legal troubles often put Charlie in uncomfortable positions. Some even speculate that Sidney's off-screen antics threatened the Chaplin legacy. Was Sidney a guiding force in Charlie's career, or was he a liability that needed constant managing? Either way, these two brothers shaped the film industry, one in front of the camera and the other behind the scenes. Number 6. Douglas and Donald Fairbanks. Douglas Fairbanks was Hollywood's first action hero, but what if I told you his own brother's story was filled with jealousy and disappointment? Douglas Fairbanks, known as the King of Hollywood in the silent film era, was the ultimate swashbuckling star. With films like The Mark of Zorro, 1920, and Robin Hood, 1922, he redefined adventure cinema. His daring stunts and larger-than-life presence made him a legend. But his brother, Donald Fairbanks, didn't share the same success. He dabbled in Hollywood, appearing in minor roles and working behind the scenes, but never reached the heights of his superstar sibling. Rumors swirled that he resented Douglas's fame and the fact that the industry only had room for one Fairbanks. Was Donald simply unlucky, or did Douglas's overpowering presence overshadow his chance at stardom? While Douglas's name is etched in film history, Donald's Hollywood dreams never truly took flight. Number 5. Fred and Arthur Rank. The British film industry had its own Hollywood giants, but did you know one of the biggest moguls had a brother in his shadow? J. Arthur Rank was a powerhouse in British cinema, founding the Rank Organization, which dominated the UK film industry. His company shaped the careers of major actors and directors, elevating British cinema to global status. But what many don't know is that his brother, Fred Rank, was also involved, not just in the spotlight. While J. Arthur was making bold business moves, Fred worked behind the scenes, helping grow their film empire. Some say Fred was just as ambitious, but didn't have the same cutthroat instincts as his brother. Did J. Arthur keep Fred in the background intentionally, or was Fred content with his supporting role? Regardless, their work laid the foundation for British cinema, proving that sometimes the most influential figures are the ones who remain unseen. Number 4. Harry, Albert, Sam, and Jack Warner. The Warner brothers built a Hollywood empire, but what if I told you that their behind-the-scenes feuds were just as legendary as their movies? The Warner brothers, Harry, Albert, Sam, and Jack, transformed a struggling movie company into one of the most powerful studios in history. With groundbreaking films like The Jazz Singer, 1927, which introduced synchronized sound to cinema, Warner Brothers changed the film industry forever. But while their films told stories of heroes and villains, their personal lives were filled with drama. Jack, the youngest and most ambitious, was known for backstabbing his own family. After Sam's death, Jack manipulated a deal to take control of the company, pushing his own brothers out. Harry and Albert never forgave him, and Jack went on to rule Warner Brothers like a king, while his own family refused to speak to him. Was Jack a genius businessman or Hollywood's most ruthless sibling? One thing's for sure, This was a real-life power struggle worthy of the big screen. Number 3, the Howard brothers, Moe, Shemp, and Curly. The Three Stooges made America laugh, but behind the slapstick, their real-life story was filled with heartbreak, illness, and betrayal. Moe, Shemp, and Curly Howard were part of the most famous comedy trio in Hollywood history. Their wild physical humor, eye pokes, and head slaps became a signature act. But behind the laughter, their story wasn't funny. Curly, the most beloved stooge, had a tragic life. After years of performing, his health declined due to heavy drinking and strokes. While he could no longer perform, his older brother Shemp stepped in to replace him. But Shemp didn't even want to return. He was enjoying a solo career. After Curly's passing, tensions between the remaining stooges grew. Studio interference, financial disputes, and personal struggles eventually fractured the act. Were these brothers destined for comedy or doomed by it? Their legacy still brings laughter, but their real-life story is nothing short of tragic. Number 2, the Ritz brothers, Al, Jimmy, and Harry. Before the Marx brothers, another trio dominated Hollywood comedy. But what if I told you their story ended in bitter disappointment? The Ritz brothers, Al, Jimmy, and Harry, were a wildly popular comedy act in the 1930s and 1940s. Their slapstick routines and musical numbers made them household names, and at one point they were even considered contenders to surpass the Marx brothers in fame. But Hollywood can be cruel, and despite their incredible stage presence, the Ritz brothers struggled to maintain their success. Unlike the Marx brothers, who had distinct personalities, the Ritz brothers were often criticized for blending together, making it harder for audiences to connect with them individually. Their career took a nosedive after a series of bad business decisions and failed film projects. Did Hollywood push them aside, or did they simply fail to adapt? Whatever the case, their legacy remains one of the greatest comedy teams that almost made it to the top. Number 1, the Marx brothers, Groucho, Harpo, Chico, Zeppo, and Gummo. They were Hollywood's funniest family, but did you know the Marx brothers were just as chaotic off-screen as they were on? Groucho, Harpo, Chico, Zeppo, and Gummo Marx revolutionized comedy with their quick wit, absurd humor, and musical talents. Movies like Duck Soup, 1933, and A Night at the Opera, 1935, cemented their place as legends. But behind the jokes, things weren't always funny. Chico was a notorious gambler who often needed Groucho to bail him out of financial trouble. Zeppo, frustrated with always playing the straight man, quit acting altogether to become a talent agent. Gummo never even made it to Hollywood, leaving before the group found fame. Despite their incredible chemistry on screen, sibling rivalries and financial troubles often tore them apart. Did their fame come at the cost of their family bond? One thing's for sure, the Marx brothers left a comedic legacy that will never be matched. If you love this, you'll want to check out our next video. It's even crazier. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.